Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I just want to say please excuse my voice. I'm still getting over whatever virus I have, and I'm actually very, very tired. Like whatever this is really kicking my butt, and I'm so tired I could just sleep, but bedtime is in like 6 hours, so I don't want to be, actually 5 hours, so I don't want to be unable to sleep. So what I want more than anything in the world is coffee right now, but I'm trying to stick to my rule of no caffeine after lunch. So I am drinking decaf and sort of hoping it'll give me a placebo effect. And I wanted to make a video for you guys, so hopefully my voice doesn't sound too bad, but I have been promising an updated perfume collection. So my perfume collection is pretty small. I only have, I think, 9 or 10 perfumes, and that includes body sprays. I don't have any travel sizes anywhere, and I don't have any samples anywhere. So what you see in front of me is what you get. A couple of these were additions over the last year. One of them or two of them, I'm sort of not sure how I feel about them. A lot of them are favorites, and a couple of them have been with me since the very, very beginning of my collection. If you're new to my channel, I used to collect and review fragrances. I got into perfume in 2020, and before I knew it, I had collaborations and sponsorships with companies, and I was getting sent a lot of free perfume, and I was reviewing perfumes, and I was also buying a lot of perfume. And while it was a fruitful, fun, enjoyable hobby that helped me grow my channel, and it was, you know, I don't regret it by any means, but it did at some point become a little excessive, and I didn't want the excess anymore. I didn't want to be spending the money on perfumes. I didn't want so many packages coming through my door, and it seemed like too many. And perfume does have a shelf life, and not only that, but you can never get through all the perfumes you have if you have hundreds of bottles or 100 bottles. It's just like physically impossible. So I always desired a smaller collection. And so unlike some people who seem to get happier the more and more they have, I'm somebody who seems to find more peace and happiness the fewer things I have. So when I focus on fewer, better things. So I decided to get out of the perfume game. It was kind of like 2022, 2023. I was kind of thinking about lowering it, slowing down a little. And I finally made the decision to go down to only 10 perfumes, and this was like a year and a half ago, something like that, and I have kept it to this number pretty much since. I have fallen off the wagon a couple times and fallen back into old habits a couple times, but it's getting easier and easier for me to make smart choices with my perfumes and not purchase on a whim. I'm no longer wanting to purchase all the new releases, and I just feel like a normal consumer again, which is making me very happy. I also like the idea of having a signature scent. Yeah, I kind of want to have like my go-tos. I want to have perfumes that are just go-tos. They're the ones I reach for. I feel good when I wear them. I love how they smell. They never bother me. They never give me a headache. They're very me. You know, there's lots of perfumes out there that smell great, but that doesn't mean that you have to own all of them. Yeah, let's go through my perfumes today. It's not really a declutter, but there are a couple that I'm sort of on the fence about / thinking about, and I may let go of one perfume today, maybe two, but for the most part this is just an updated collection. And I also like having a little bit of room on my perfume tray, because that way if a new perfume does come out that I really do like, and it's a great perfume and I really love it, I don't feel unjustified in purchasing it because I only have, you know, 5 or 6 perfumes. It's not like I have tons of them. And so yeah, so what you see sitting here in front of you, or in front of me, in front of you, is my vanity. And I did remove the mirror that came with this vanity. That's another story, but I'm currently working on doing a little DIY vanity situation. So I'll update you guys on that, how that goes. But so far I'm liking how it looks. My perfumes do not live out here. My perfumes live in the closet so that they can be away from heat and light. And so usually I have nothing on this vanity at the moment. I did order a really beautiful mirror. I'm excited to set that up. It's going to look very antique. So hopefully my voice is not too much of a hindrance for you guys. Let's start out and talk about these perfumes one by one, just like the good old days. And I'll tell you a few words about them. And yeah, let's just begin. This really does feel like the good old days, doesn't it? Sitting behind the camera talking about perfume. I honestly miss it. I honestly miss it sometimes, but I don't miss the excess, and I don't miss the stress and the pressure from companies, and I don't miss feeling obliged to or obligated to review perfumes that I don't really like in order to keep good standing with companies. I would sometimes get sent, this is kind of a tangent, but I would get sent perfumes that I didn't really like. other people probably didn't really like, but it was part of the deal that if they were going to send me free perfumes, I had to review those perfumes, whether I liked them or not. And of course, you always want to be like objective and give a good review. You know, there might be some perfumes that I really didn't care about, but I had to find some way to put like a positive spin on them so that it would be good for the company and good for me. And I really didn't like that. I felt like I was losing authenticity. So I really like that right now I'm not held by any sort of contract or any obligation. I like that all the choices I'm making right now in my life are very genuine and they're because I like these things, not because companies are sending me things. That being said, there's a couple perfumes on this tray that I'm kind of like, not my favorite. So I intend this to be just a perfume collection, but it might turn out to be a mini declutter. So let's start out with this one here. So this one here is Chance Eau Tendre. So this is a beautiful, fresh out of the shower, very fruity, fresh, floral, fragrance that really does make it smell like you just came out of the shower, you just washed your hair. This is the Eau de Parfum version. There's an Eau de Parfum and an Eau de Toilette. This one is a little stronger. It has decent lasting power. I get compliments on this one all the time. It is one of my most complimented perfumes. I think everybody says that about Chance Eau Tendre. This one has, I believe, rose, musk, quince. I'm not sure what other, there's another floral note in here as well. It's just a very fresh, light, inoffensive, easy to wear fragrance. Super popular fragrance. I did tell you guys that I had Chance Eau de Parfum on the way, and I actually returned it. I decided against it, changed my mind before I even opened it, and I just returned it full because I decided I am on a low buy, no buy right now, and I didn't want to be repeating old habits, which was bringing back old perfumes I had decluttered. I just really want to take a break and just like focus on what I have, use what I have, enjoy what I have. And then in the future, if something new comes out that I really love, I just sort of need to take a breather from it, if that makes sense. Anyway, I love this fragrance. I got this one in the middle of summer last year when I was on my way down south. I needed a freshie. And so the dent that you see in here was made last summer. So you can tell that I have been getting my use out of this one. And that's the thing. If I have like 20, 30, 40 perfumes, it's going to be harder for me to get use out of my perfumes and make a dent. And it would just be so satisfying to actually work my way through all of these full bottles. Perfume does have a shelf life, so they don't last forever. So this is also one of my boyfriend's favorite perfumes on me, and this is considered a very attractive perfume to men, in case anybody cares. This is that clean, fresh component that just smells girly and clean and lovely. So this is a beautiful fragrance. I absolutely love it. I love the packaging. I love the traditional Chanel lettering and the beautiful bottle. Very pretty perfume, and I absolutely love this one. All right, the next one is a Black Opium, and this is Black Opium Le Parfum. So this is one of their newer releases, but not the newest. This one is very heavy in vanilla. I think there's 3 different types of vanilla. It does still have that typical coffee, pear, jasmine accord, but this one is definitely much, much heavier on the vanilla. This one also has solar notes as well. So this one is very wearable for, I feel like, the summertime. I think you can wear this day or night. It's a very mass-pleasing, I would say, very easy reach. Very, very easy reach. If I don't know what to wear and I just want to smell good, this is a good one. It's also a very easy one to layer with other perfumes because it's got that vanilla, that pear, that jasmine. Those are very layerable, friendly notes that kind of go with a lot of other fragrances. I have gotten lots of compliments on this one, and I've complimented lots of people when I've worn this one. It's good for a date night. It's good for a signature scent. It's good for just running errands. It's just a great everyday perfume. I think all the Black Opiums are excellent in their own right. They all have little facets about them that might make them better or worse for you. But when I run out of this one, I think I will definitely repurchase a Black Opium. They do have a new one that came out that I smelled and I really liked it. It has the glittery bottle and it smelled beautiful, but old me would have purchased that perfume, but new me knows that I already have a Black Opium on the go and I don't need 2 Black Opiums. But that one definitely could replace this one when this one is out. I'm a fan of a lot of the Black Opiums. The only one I did not like was the cherry one that came out last year. But yeah, so I love this one. Like I said, highly complimented from other people, and I have complimented lots of people when I've smelled this on them. It's just a very pretty, easy vanilla perfume. And I do dislike that the bottle is opaque because I cannot see how far I am on the bottle, but if you could see the dent, I would say I'm probably about right here. I would say I'm probably about 30 to 40% through. This was actually my signature scent, not signature, this was my scent of the day today and yesterday. The next one is Viktor&Rolf Flowerbomb. I brought this one back into my collection. I had a bottle that had gone off. It was very old. It was like 5 years old, and it was starting to smell way too sweet. And there was just something about it that I didn't like anymore. And at first I thought it was me. Like I thought maybe I was changing and the perfume was just too sweet, but I realized it was because the perfume had gone off. This has been a favorite perfume of mine for many, many years. This was my signature scent about 9 years ago when I first met my boyfriend. And so I've always told you guys this perfume has a special place in my heart because there's a lot of really good memories associated with this perfume. Lots of date nights and stuff like that. And I love this perfume. This is a spicy, floral, sweet fragrance. And yeah, it has tea in it. It has osmanthus. I believe that it has orchid in it as well. It's just a very pleasant, wearable, flattering, everyday appropriate perfume. You could wear this for a signature scent. You could wear it for a date night. It's sexy, but it's also like everyday appropriate, if that makes sense. It smells sophisticated, it smells classy, it's very sweet, it's very girly. I absolutely love this perfume, and yeah, it's a very easy reach, especially for date nights. This is a great going out perfume, and I have been wearing it. It doesn't look like it, but I've worn it for a couple date night dinners in the last couple months. So this is kind of like my date night, I feel like, perfume. Viktor&Rolf is a little bit expensive. There are lots of different flankers of Flowerbomb. This is still my favorite. I like this better than the Ruby Orchid. I like this better than the Flowerbomb Dew. Yeah, so that's Flowerbomb. So I did decide to bring back a bottle as my last one had gone off, but I only brought a 30 ml. It takes a long time to go through, and it does have a shelf life, and also it's very expensive. So that is Flowerbomb. The next one is Aquolina Pink Sugar. So this one I'm kind of on the fence about sometimes. I got this rather impulsively maybe 3 months ago because I was actually at Shoppers Drug Mart and a girl walked past me and she smelled great. And I immediately knew what it was. Like I knew it was pink sugar, but it didn't smell too pink sugary, if that makes sense. It didn't smell obnoxious and over the top sweet the way pink sugar kind of does smell. So this is a very old, very popular, very well-known fragrance. It's cotton candy. It smells pink. It smells sugary. It's just quintessentially feminine, and it's kind of a polarizing perfume. Some people love it, some people hate it. I actually used to wear this a lot when I was younger. I went through a whole big bottle of this when I was younger. It's a great perfume, but it's kind of very nostalgic, very recognizable. Sometimes it annoys me and gives me a headache, but it's a huge compliment getter, like huge. My boyfriend also likes it. He says it smells like cake. So this is a perfume that, yeah, I don't know. It's just like quintessentially feminine, girly. That's kind of the vibes that I'm going for these days. I don't reach for it a lot. There's a little bit of a dent. I have worn it to the gym a couple times, just a few sprays. It can be overpowering, but it's a compliment monster. So yeah, this is currently on my tray, and sometimes I think I should get rid of it, and then I stop myself because I'm like, yeah, but it's so easy. I don't know. You just can't go overboard. Like you just can't go overboard with this one, otherwise it can be a lot. I don't like how it smells when I first spray it. It's very strong, very overpowering, very sweet, and it kind of annoys me. But the dry down, especially on skin, is really, really nice. So once it dries down on skin, it's just like a cozy, cuddly, cotton candy, caramelly, girly kind of scent. So yeah, it's a little bit juvenile. It's a little bit, I don't know. And sometimes I want to get rid of it, but I'm holding on to it for now. So maybe one day I'll do a perfume declutter again, but I don't know. I don't like being hasty these days, you know? So that is Pink Sugar, and we are going to hold on to Pink Sugar. The next one, The next one's another kind of cheapy. This is from Bath & Body Works, and this is Strawberry Poundcake. This was actually a gift to me from my daughter at Christmas. She asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I told her I would like strawberry poundcake. So I used to have this. This is a very sweet fragrance that literally smells like strawberry poundcake. It literally smells like some kind of cake, like a strawberry cake you would get from a bakery. It's very sweet. It does smell a little bit juvenile and a little bit young and a little bit too playful and kind of like immature for me almost. But I cannot tell you guys how many times I have complimented a stranger who is wearing this perfume or this body spray. That's why I wanted it back. And that's why I purchased it the very first time. It's one of those scents that when I smell it at the bottle, I think, oh, this is way too like youthful, way too cheap smelling, way too like juvenile. It doesn't smell that great. I don't like the bottle. I wish it had like an elegant perfume bottle. This appeals to a younger crowd, I think. But something about this scent, when somebody actually wears it and walks by you, it smells so good. So yeah, smelling it at the bottle, I think, my God, this is too sweet. This is too sugary. It smells too young. I don't like it, but it is a compliment magnet. So yeah, it's a very like cheap, easy reach. It's something I like to put on if I'm just going to work or going to the gym. We're not really supposed to wear fragrance at work, but this one's very subtle. It doesn't have a big presence. But yeah, I kid you not, you guys, like probably 50% of the compliments I've given people in the last 3 years has been to this body spray. And I think it's because it's cheap, it's accessible, it's affordable. People can purchase it very easily. It's not like Baccarat Rouge where it's a little bit more expensive. So I feel like a lot of people just know this is a good one, so they buy it, so they have it. So I feel like that's why I smell it on a lot of people. But so many times somebody will walk by me and I won't even know it's strawberry poundcake. All I know is they smell really good. And I'm like, wow, what are you wearing? You smell really good. And they always say strawberry poundcake. So yeah, I hope that I smell as good to people when I walk by them as they smell to me when they wear this by me. Because when I smelled it at the bottle, it just smells kind of like sickeningly sweet, like sickly sweet to me. And yeah, not my favorite at the bottle, but it's just a very cheap, easy reach. So yeah, strawberry poundcake. The next one is one that I have been wearing for a few years now, and I really love it. I still love it. This is Viva La Juicy Gold Couture. So the Viva La Juicy perfumes, again, speaking of juvenile and young and affordable, they're very old, they're very dated, and they're a love-hate. Some people love the Viva La Juicies, some people hate them. This is my favorite out of all of them. I don't really know if I really like a lot of the other ones, but I really like this one. So this is that quintessential girly, flirty, caramel berry fragrance. It's sweet, it's fruity, it's flirty, and it smells like caramel, and I love it. There's nothing quite like Viva La Juicy. Like, you can say what you want about this brand, you can say what you want about these fragrances, but this is so recognizable. It is such a great recognizable DNA, and it's popular and well known for a reason. It's well known because when they first came out with the Viva La Juicies, they took off and everybody was wearing it. I used to wear the original, and then I found this one in 2019 or maybe 2020, and it quickly became my favorite date night. Like not going out for supper, not going out for dinner, but like more intimate occasions, spending the night at home, cuddling, that kind of perfume for evenings in, or for like later at night. That's what this perfume is for me. It's playful, it's sexy, it's girly, it's flirtatious, it's fun, and it's undeniably feminine, and that's what I love about it. So I also really love caramel. This is the most caramel perfume, or the only caramel perfume that I actually have. And I love it so much. If you could see the dent in this, again, this bottle is opaque, but if you could see the dent, I would think I'm probably getting pretty low. Like, I would think I'm probably about here, maybe, and I will definitely be repurchasing this when this bottle is up. This one almost smells a little bit like it's older, like it doesn't smell as fresh. I don't think it's gone off, but it definitely doesn't smell as fresh as it did when I first got it. But yeah, I mean, you don't even have to describe the scent. The bottle describes the scent. I love it. It's got the bubbly pink letters and it's got the pretty black lace, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. The original one, I've tried to wear it in recent years and I couldn't. Something about it I didn't love, but I really love the caramel take on this one. And this is also, I think if my boyfriend had to go through my collection and pick a favorite perfume, this one is probably one of his favorites, along with Tendre. I would say these are his two favorite. These two. If he had to pick, those would be the two he would pick. He would say, wear this one all the time in the day and wear this one all the time at night, I'm pretty sure. All right, next one. This is Phlur Vanilla Skin. Very, very popular. This is the body spray. There's also a perfume of the Phlur Vanilla Skin. I actually prefer the body spray over the perfume. I've tried the perfume and I found it to be too deep or something, or too heavy. This one's a little bit softer. This reminds me a lot of Victoria's Secret Bare Vanilla or Bath & Body Works Vanilla Bean Noel, but this one is a little bit deeper and more ambery. It goes more into this like deep, woody, ambery direction. It's but honestly, very, very similar to Victoria's Secret Bare Vanilla. Very similar. It's just like a really easy, everyday vanilla body spray. Sometimes I think I don't want it, or that I want to get rid of it, or that I don't need it. But honestly, it's just such an easy reach. And I feel like if I didn't have this, I would lust after some sort of a vanilla body spray, something that was just easy to spray on and grab and go. Very expensive, honestly. Well, this is kind of a big bottle too, but yeah, this is kind of a big bottle, but this is 240 mils and it did cost $50, but it is a large bottle and it is lasting and it does have pretty good performance as well. I like to spray body sprays more so in my hair. Actually, perfume in general, I like to spray in my hair, and I find that perfumes last me for days in my hair. So I really like this one. Like I said, sometimes I think I don't really need this. I like my other perfumes better, but this is such an easy one. And I'm not going to say that like this beats out all the body sprays or all the vanillas, because I only have 9 perfumes. There's thousands of perfumes and body sprays out there. There's a lot of wonderful vanillas on the market. And when I run out of this one, or if I get sick of this one, I might give it away to somebody and try a different one. But I feel like an easy, everyday vanilla is something that I always want in my collection. Whether it's Indult Tea Hoda or Javoy Fire at Will or something like that. There's so many wonderful vanilla fragrances out there. I'm not interested in spending $200 or $300 right now on a vanilla perfume when, Vanilla Skin does the trick. Victoria's Secret Bare Vanilla does the trick. But yeah, this is a good one. It's really nice. It's also a good layering one because it goes well with a lot of my other perfumes. So that is Phlur Vanilla Skin, and I'm definitely holding on to that for now. The next one let's talk about is Dior. This is Dior J'adore Eau Lumiere, or the Eau de Toilette version. Again, you can see there is a dent. I did get this toward the end of summer last year, and that dent that you see is probably from August until end of September. So pretty good. I did make a little bit of a dent in here. First of all, Dior, the J'adore bottles are beautiful. They are timeless. The perfumes are timeless and elegant. They're very sophisticated. You cannot go wrong. They are your typical fresh white floral scent. They do go a little bit more in a quote unquote old lady type of direction, if you want to call it that. It's not as young and youthful and fresh as Chanso Tendre. This one has a little bit more of a mature feel to it, but in a really nice way, and still, I think, very mass pleasing. I think still appropriate for many different ages. So that's what the bottle looks like. When I purchased this in Sephora, I actually thought it was a new release because I saw the Eau Lumiere and I hadn't recalled seeing Eau Lumiere before. So when I saw it, I thought, oh, it's a new release. I have to smell it. Of course, I fell in love with it. The first spray is so beautiful. It's so fresh and fruity and floral and stunning. And it absolutely captivated me. And I was like, okay, I have to have it. Like, this is, at the time I was looking for another summer freshie. So I was like, you know what? I have to have it. This is going to be a signature scent for sure. I'm going to wear it all the time. And then after I got it, I looked it up, and apparently the Eau Lumiere is the same as the Eau de Toilette, which I didn't realize. So it wasn't a new release. It was just a new discovery for me. And it is stunning. It is your quintessential shampoo-y fresh fragrance. It's floral. It's a little fruity. It's very feminine. It's very daytime appropriate. It's very summer. It's very signature scent. Very mass pleasing. Men seem to really like the J'adore fragrances as well because they smell like a shampoo. They just smell like a good, clean girl. Like a clean shampoo, fresh out of the shower girl is what they smell like. I think that's why people really like it. It's like effortless, like an effortless scent. And I do really appreciate it. I do really enjoy it. That first spray is so stunning. Like, I can smell it on the cap right now. And right now it's kind of like that sophisticated floral dry down. But that first spray, I'm just going to do a little on the cap because I want to experience it again. Oh my God, you guys. The first spray is so, stunning. That's where they get you. That's why when you spray it in the store, that's where they get you. It's just such an invigorating, bubbly, uplifting, happy burst. I think there's like some sort of orange in here. I want to say like blood orange or something. It's like orangey and uplifting and white floral and just stunning, you guys, like just stunning. So different than Chanso Tendre, they are two very different fragrances. Each of them are in a class on their own. This one smells very Chanel and this one just is like timeless and beautiful and I love it. So yeah, honestly, you guys, if I could keep only like 4 or 5 perfumes, this would be one of them, and it would be like a summertime signature. I think this will be a very, very heavily worn fragrance for me coming around to summertime 2025. And the bottle, I mean, you can't go wrong with the bottles, you guys. They always look beautiful and timeless, fit for sitting on a vanity, fit for a princess. Okay, and finally, I did everything right. I talked about Flowerbomb. Yes, okay. So the last one is this beauty here. Now, this is Guerlain Mon Guerlain. If you watch my channel, this will be no surprise. This, I've done so many videos talking about my favorite designer scents, talking about my most complimented perfumes, talking about if I could only keep one perfume for the rest of my life, this would be the one. It still stands true to that day, even through all of the declutters I've done, even through all of the years that I've been discovering perfumes. This is still my favorite perfume, you guys. Like, I love my other perfumes, but this is probably my favorite. And if I had a signature scent, this would be it. So Mon Guerlain, first of all, the bottle, everything about this is very regal and very elegant looking. Guerlain does perfume like nobody else. They have such amazing fragrances, both in their designer range as well as in their more exclusive range. This is a 100 ml bottle. It's my second bottle. I did go through and completely use up my other bottle. Actually, interestingly enough, it is the first perfume in 5 years that I have finished the entire bottle. Maybe the only perfume in 5 years that I finished the entire bottle. That tells you how much I love it. So this is my 100 ml. This was a backup that I had sitting in my closet. I have heard rumors through the grapevine that they have reformulated this. I don't know if they changed the notes or just watered it down or what. I haven't smelt a new bottle yet, so I can't compare, but this is one of the older, like I bought this like 2 or 3 years ago, I think. And what can I say about Mon Guerlain? This is just such a beautiful fragrance. It's lavender, it's vanilla, it's got sandalwood, it's a little bit creamy, it's a little bit powdery. It's got some uplifting notes in there as well. It's got a bit of a freshness in the opening. It's very aromatic. The lavender that's in here is not done in a masculine way, as it typically is, but it's done in a very feminine way. This is my most complimented perfume of all time. I can't tell you guys how many times I've been complimented. Again, I know we're not supposed to wear perfume to work. Something about this perfume, though, doesn't come across as perfumey. I think maybe because of the sort of aromatic, botanical lavender component, it almost smells like laundry detergent in a sense, but in a really nice way. And I don't say that to cheapen how it smells. It smells beautiful. It smells very feminine, very pretty, a little bit mature even. Just timeless again, but in a different way. This is more of a cozy, maybe evening, slightly cooler weather, nighttime, winter, but again, appropriate for signature scent. But when people compliment me on this perfume, they don't say, "Oh, your perfume smells so nice." People just say to me, "You smell so nice." And I'll say, "Oh, thank you so much. What does it smell like?" And they'll just say, "I don't know. It just smells so nice." And so they don't say like, "Oh, your perfume is really strong," or "What perfume is that?" Or they just tell me I smell so nice. And I have had people ask me to write it down for them. I've had men, at least 2, ask me to write it down for them so that they could buy it for somebody in their family or tell somebody in their family about it. So you know how YouTubers will always say like, "Oh, people always ask me to write down my perfumes." That honestly doesn't happen with a lot of my perfumes, but it happens with this one. People smell and they truly do want to know what it is. And it's soft, it's feminine, it's comforting, it's elegant. I don't know, I absolutely love it. I still love it. I like all the flankers. I've tried all the flankers. I even had the Mon Exclusive, which was like a very potent version. It came in like a bow-shaped bottle. So yeah, I've had the Eau de Toilette, which is nice, not as strong. I don't like the Bloom one, the Mon Guerlain Bloom. That one's a little too floral for my liking, but all of the other flankers are good. If you guys are looking for a great perfume, check out this one. Also, Mon Guerlain Intense, which is available on places like Fragrance Buy and other places like that for pretty affordable. Not sponsored. I don't know. Sometimes I think I want both, but I think I will always have this perfume in my collection, either this or the Intense or both, because it's just so wonderful. And the difference between this one and the Intense one is the Intense is a little bit deeper. It's a little bit richer and thicker and has maybe more of a vanilla touch to it. And I always tell people that the Intense one, I think, smells like they put maybe a little bit of white chocolate in it or something like that, whereas this one isn't so chocolatey. It's more aromatic, I guess. It's more fresh. It's like a fresh lavender vanilla, but with this beautiful, addictive, powdery creaminess to it as well. It's just wonderful. It also has a touch of a spicy kick as well. It does have licorice, I think, and so there is a little bit of a spicy kick as well, but it doesn't come across smelling like licorice. It's just a masterpiece. But everything Guerlain touches, I think, turns to gold, so that's not surprising. So this would be my closest to a signature scent, my most complimented, and still my favorite perfume to this day, and this one's obviously not going anywhere. So you guys, that is it for today. That is my updated perfume collection. These are going to go back in the closet. Sometimes I think I do want to declutter. If I was to declutter any perfumes from this collection, I'll tell you right now, the ones I would get rid of would be Pink Sugar, Vanilla Skin, and Strawberry Poundcake. Those would be the 3 that I would let go of, and I would keep all the others. And sometimes I think I want to do that. I don't know why. There's always just this part of me internally that wants to continue to declutter. I love minimalism. I love focusing on fewer, better things. And I just think it would be so wonderful to just have, you know, just, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just those 6 bottles. I think that would be just perfect. Honestly, Pink Sugar is like, yeah, my least favorite on this tray is probably Pink Sugar, because it's not something I really personally love. I just like how it smells when I smell it on other people, and it is a mass-pleasing compliment getter. Yeah, so I could honestly do without the Poundcake, the Pink Sugar, the Vanilla Skin. I could do without them. I would definitely keep the other 6. And I think I truly have something for everything. Yeah, so I'm not currently in the market for looking for perfumes. It's such a slippery slope for me. And the way that I look at it is like there's so many great, amazing perfumes out there that if I can justify buying 1, I can justify buying 10, because there's just so many great ones. And so yeah, it's going to have to be a very special circumstance where I will buy another full bottle or bring another full one into my collection. I'm not even paying attention on Sephora at the new releases or anything like that. Honestly, I've been very disappointed with a lot of new release perfumes over the last couple of years. There's been so many new flankers, like the Marc Jacobs Daisy flankers, the Paco Rabanne Lady Million flankers. What else? I don't know. I just have not been liking any of the flankers, and I'm not really wanting to spend hundreds of dollars on samples, on niche perfumes or anything like that. So right now I'm just not in the market. So yeah, I'm sort of just taking it easy. And if you guys are interested in further makeup curation, I will be doing more of that as well, because my makeup collection has gotten to a point, or had gotten to a point, where I thought, okay, it's starting to become too much. I've been having fun trying, enjoying, discovering, but the makeup collection came to a point where I was like, okay, it's time to put a cap on it. It's time to just stop purchasing, stop trying new things, and just focus on what I have, figure out what my favorites are, and let go of the rest. And the thing about makeup actually has a very short shelf life. With perfume, you can make your perfumes last for like 5 years, even more so if you look after them properly and store them properly. But makeup, like my foundations have like a 12-month shelf life. I'm definitely not going to go through all my foundations before they go bad. So I definitely want to hone in, rehome a couple while they're still good enough to rehome to friends and family, and really hone in on my absolute favorites. So that's what I've been doing with my makeup as well. I am on a low buy, no buy with every category at the moment. I'm trying really hard not to make unintentional purchases at the moment. So if you guys are interested in more makeup curation, that'll be coming as well. And of course, I will update you all with my vanity once I get it figured out. But I love the idea of having fewer, better things. And the more things I get rid of and the more I focus on just a few things that make me happy, the better I feel. So I'm going to continue on drinking my decaf coffee and decluttering and organizing and making the most of this beautiful sunny Saturday. And I hope everybody has a wonderful remainder of their February. And I'll see you guys all very soon in my next video.